we can offer the Shri Ganesh mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Today we'll listen to Shri Mataji's talks about music, and then we'll listen to each of the musical offerings that we have prepared. But first we'll invoke Shri Saraswati to please bless our music and our art and make it the divine knowledge. So we'll offer Shri Saraswati Vandana. Ya kundendu tusharaha radhavala Ya shobhra vastravrta Ya veena varadanda manditakara Ya shweta Padamasana Ya Brahmachyuta Shankara Prabhrutibir Devyai Sada Vandita Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha. She who is as fair as fragrant white kunda flowers, the moon, the fine misty spray of the waterfall, and the white garland. She who is covered with white garments, she whose hands are decorated with the Veena's slender neck, she who resides in a white lotus, she whom Sri Brahma, Sri Vishnu, Sri Shiva, and all the deities constantly praise and worship. O you who are that goddess Sri Saraswati Bhagavati, please bless us and protect us, and destroy all our ignorance.
No. See, all these 5 elements are very important in our body, and they are the body of the chakras also, as I have told you. So what happens that when you sing the music, the vibrations can go through the musical sound and can excite certain chakras. You see, for example, for the Hridaya chakra it is very good, or also for the Vishuddhi chakra it is very good. Not for all the chakras, but certain chakras it does. But supposing you say a mantra plus the sound, the beautiful music and the realized soul, then it is very effective. See? For example, Ganesha, you can excite him with a beautiful shloka. If you are a realized soul and if your Ganesha is correct, you can excite the Ganesha of another person very easily. I mean, such a person can do it. So music, sound, all these things have an effect, and we are now using that method very extensively. That supposing now we go in a mass meditation and many people are there and some chakra is caught, say Vishuddhi is caught, I can correct the Vishuddhi by just putting my finger on this like this, because this has the sound. This is the chakras. There is a micro sound which is carrying the vibrations. You see, actually the part of the vibrations is the micro sound also, micro light, micro sound, and you can say all the 5 elements are micro there. So when I put my finger, the micro sound can carry the rest of them, and the person can be corrected. We can do it, especially Vishuddhi. Very easy to correct Vishuddhi on that. You can correct most of the things, but certain things are very easily corrected. Vishuddhi, which is responsible for the sound, made from the sound element. As we have seen that water element is very good for treating people for the lower chakras, because up to the heart chakra, because the water and salt can help you for the Navi chakra, and because salt is the earth element, and what you call it is the essence of the ocean, and essence of the ocean is in the Bhavasagara. So we can use salt water for clearing the lower chakras. We can use light for the eyes, because this is made out of the prakash, the light element, like that. You see, different things can be done with these different elements. If you use them, you can make all the dirt or all the obstructions which are collected in your particular chakra by putting them back into the same element and cleansing them out, so the element takes it away. For Mother Earth also, she has so many elements in her, and she can take away so many of your problems which are troubling you in your being because of some imbalance of the Mother Earth element. You see, this is all due to the imbalance of these elements in you, accumulated more beyond than what you want. That's why I say the extreme of it. The Tattva is expressed through Shri Ganesh, and Shri Ganesh is the form of you can say the purified principle of the earth element, and it's the same. I mean, you can say in a flute you have 2 notes. The first and the last are the same. In the same way, in a human being, the 7 notes, the first one is a Ganesha and the last one is also a Ganesha. So these 7 notes are the same, and these 7 notes make the earth element, and I mean are not completely earth element, but started with the earth element, purified. When it loses its earth element problems completely, it is Parabrahma. I mean, it becomes all Brahma, because earth element is outside is the earth element, but inside is Dhara, is Dharana. It is the power to sustain. It's the power to sustain, and that power is the purest form of earth principle. So you see that you become later on. Gradually the whole earth element drops down and you become that. So it is the Dharana Shakti, as they call, the power of sustainer, is the Ganesha. So like that, in every chakra you have a very subtle and subtle-most point, and that subtle-most point is the note that the divine is playing at that point, because every note, it has a different frequency, a different intonation, you can call, a different sound, which helps in the melody of this universe. So like that we have 7 chakras and the 7 notes, and there are different notes, but these notes then create permutations and combinations, and that is how a chakra gets into a swara, and then it becomes you can say a sound, and from sound it becomes a word, and from word it becomes a language, and like that it goes on, and the same subtle form starts becoming something else. For example, if I have love for my children, how I express it? I make a house for them, I make a place to live for them, I cook food for them, I make a bed for them. You see, is a gross expression of that subtle love I have. In the same way, whatever is subtle within us is expressed outside with the help of the elements that are outside. To express the subtle through our gross behavior or gross uh, material things also we do. So it's the same subtle which is expressing outside. But then we become so gross later on that we forget the inner part of it. You see, for a mother may create something, all these things, and then she'll become so possessive of her children. She'll think, I've done so much for my children, that she wouldn't even think for why she has made it. She forgets the love part of it, and she becomes nothing but the gross thing. She'll start scolding the children for even breaking for a small thing here and there. You see, she does this for love, and then she forgets it. That's what is an extreme behavior. Extreme behavior means from the subtle, you get to the gross and the gross and the grosser. Once you become grosser, you are dead. A thing may look horrid to us. If you say, now this is an art, it has got an Academy Award, we don't know how it has got it, you just can't look at it, it's terrible. But it has got an academic award, I don't know how people have given it. What have they judged it for? Now, after realization you see, then you will be able to decide exactly whether it is aesthetically correct or not. If it is correct, it will do vibration. Like we'll say Mozart now. To you Mozart or anybody else just the same. To me Mozart is free. Because as soon as you play his music, vibration starts.
We have artists like that. We have many artists who you may think that very good, he is great, and this and that. But an artist who is a realized soul, you can immediately understand that he is the best. That will give you greatest pleasure. The joy-giving quality of a particular artist would be greater for a spiritually awakened person than for another ordinary child, because he can feel the joy coming into him. He does not have to talk. You are in thoughtless awareness. You are just watching the thing, and the joy is pouring into you. And you feel so happy with the whole thing. You just have to start working. It's correct. What you say is correct. That Indian music has come through the seers. Indian music has not come through experimentation. It has come through the sages. And they have used this Om, you see, the Kundalini rising. When she rises, you see these 7 chakras, she creates these 7 notes. And they, whatever they have been keeping up is the melodies which are pleasing to your spirit. And that's why if you are spiritually endowed, we had now a very big program of one realized soul who came, his Pandit Jasraj in London. You'll be amazed, there was not a single Indian who attended it. Not a single Indian. All were Westerners. Can you believe it? Indian people and India are two different things, I feel, sometimes. Especially those who are here. Not one person attended his programs, while he was fantastic. You see, the whole thing, even the Natya Shastras, what you call the drama, is based, the whole science is based on spirit. If you read the Natya Shastra, is completely what words to be used, what is to be said to create a certain mood. Even the romance is based on dharma, is based on sustenance. I agree with you there, absolutely true, but everything we have lost, that heritage we have lost. We are all English now. Artificially English, not really. If you meet an Englishman, maybe he may speak little cockneyed, but you might find an Indian speaking perfect Cambridge English, super. And you won't be able to make it out whether he's an Indian or an Englishman, but for his color. With the tail coats missing. They have copied you very well, no doubt. But it's a copy. In aesthetics, in understanding. Now, the other day we had a very good program in that mermaid thing. I was the only single Indian there enjoying that. Only single Indian. They don't grow with you. And you are the people who are going to appreciate them more than they can appreciate their own heritage. Now, these boys, they go to buy Indian music. And there are Indian boys who are buying jazz or some cheap music there. And when they asked, why do you buy this? He said, there's a lot of speed in it. You see, we want speed now. We are very lethargic, so we want some speed. Indian music builds up. You see, slowly it tries and then it gives up. It can be very speedy. But doesn't start from the very beginning like a shock, da, 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 like that. But they don't understand. It's very surprising that Indian music is now surviving because of you people, not because of Indians. Because you are spiritually endowed, I must say. I'm very happy to know that you have seen that beauty. It's because of your spiritual advancement. That's all. Now this tongue has to be used for speaking something sweet
E
to others.
dunque, ad esempio, la nostra lingua deve essere usata per dire cose dolci,
Something nice for the spirit.
cose carine, piacevoli per lo spirito.
Or it should be used also for soothing others and for singing, for giving joy to others.
Oppure può essere usata per consolare gli altri, per cantare, per far piacere agli altri.
Melodious music, beautiful music must be sung. Instead of that, nowadays you find these people are singing with such broken throats. You don't know what they sing, like madcaps they are going on. I just don't understand.
Oppure possiamo cantare delle canzoni belle, melodiose e non cantare come certi matti che si sentono oggi, che non fanno altro che rovinare questo visciudi.
So, what is happening? We are going downwards. Like, there's a very sweet story I will tell you and then I'll end my speech about Shri Krishna.
Così come adesso vi voglio raccontare di un episodio di Shri Krishna.
Shri Krishna used to play the flute. So, Radha felt jealous of the flute. That's a sweet story. So she says, why is this flute always on your lips?
E dunque Shri Krishna aveva l'abitudine di suonare il flauto e Radha divenne gelosa di questo flauto e disse: perché lo tieni sempre nelle tue labbra?
So Shri Krishna said, you better ask the flute.
E allora Shri Krishna rispose: beh, meglio che chiedi direttamente al flauto.
She went and asked the flute, what is your speciality that you are all the time on the lips of my Lord?
Allora lei è andata dal flauto e ha chiesto: qual è la tua particolarità, visto che sei sempre nelle labbra del mio Signore?
She says, do you know my speciality is this, that I have no speciality.
Sai, la mia particolarità è che io non ho niente di particolare,
I become absolutely egoless.
poiché sono assolutamente senza ego.
Only He vibrates through me and plays this beautiful music.
È solamente Lui che, diciamo, suona questa armonia attraverso di me, questa bellissima musica.
People say that
it is the flute that is playing. I know who is playing the flute.
La gente dice che è il flauto che suona, ma io so chi è che suona il flauto.
So Sri Radhaji said to Sri Krishna, also make me the same as the flute.
E allora Sri Radha andò da Sri Krishna e gli disse: per favore fammi diventare uguale come il flauto.
So we have to ascend.
We are so disintegrated within ourselves that if a person wants to do something, he just does the opposite of it. And that is the reason why we accept this kind of juxtapositions in life, what was told by him about music and about everything. Music has come out of God's love to us. Anything that is not for God's love is not music. I'll give you an example. There was a lady who used to do some sort of a kawali. And I was on the censor board, I censored her kawalis. And I said, this is not a kawali. She said, why? I said, this is called as mujra. This is a horribly sensuous and horrible thing. It's an insult of God. You can't sing like that. So she said, no, this is kawali. I said, do you know kawali was never sung by women and was never done in this dirty fashion, the way like a prostitute you are singing this kawali. Is always, all the music was in the praise of God. And that's why Muhammad Sahib said that all the music should be in the praise of God and should not be. So we had other things like naat and all that. But you find, even at the time of Shri Krishna, all the music was to be just done for rasa. Ra is energy, sa means side. With Radha, they were playing together, playing rasa, and that's how they were doing the circulation of the energy to integrate themselves and singing the music. It is for that. But you find that people don't understand. They use music for sensuousness. It is anti-God. This music force has come to us to praise God. That's all, for nothing else. For doing all kinds of dirty things and singing all kinds of funny things. Imagine, and the reaction is built in so much. When he said that all the music should be in the name of God, we have a person like Aurangzeb who would not take to any music. He was such a staunchy fellow. And the other Muslims who came in would not sing anything that is kawali or anything, would sing horrible ghazals, which are just describing the separation of a woman and a man and all kinds of dirty things. With this disintegrated temperaments, people took to anything that came to them just to please themselves. When the advent of this thing, like Umar Khayyam, who is he? He is anti-God, absolutely anti-God man. Horrible. But people appreciate him very much. Umar Khayyam, what a poetry it is. They appreciate. Why? Because the disintegrated part of their heart likes Umar Khayyam when he sings, oh, we should drink here, what is there in this life, we don't know what is going to be there. Because Muhammad Sahib has said not to drink, he must sing such a song. This is the poetry of Mr. Umar Khayyam, who is being very much respected everywhere. And he is very much regarded as a great poet in Iraq, where today Khomeini is one great horrible man is born, and he still respects this Umar Khayyam. I don't know how can he respect him. What a contrast! It is just see. What a contrast! This Umar Khayyam singing dirty songs. They are not in praise of God. Music which is not in the praise of God is not music, is ashleel, is filth, is dirt. Our classical music in India was based on Om. Even at Kundalini, when it reaches here, at the Vishuddhi Chakra, it makes all the sounds of A, A, I, I, U, A, I, O, Au, Ru, Ru, Lulu, Aha. All these 16 vowels are coming from the 16 chakras, or the sub-chakras, or the petals of this Vishuddhi Chakra. These are Bija Mantras of the Vishuddhi Chakra. All the vowels come from here. And when we sing dirty songs, we spoil this chakra Vishuddhi. That's why all the people who sing these dirty songs have to take to drinking, because I think they can't bear, or they can't do it. They can't sing these bad songs unless and until they take to some sort of an escape from God. So music and drinking started going hand in hand. In the West, the music broke all its traditions because they had no sense left in them to recognize that music is meant only for God, only for hymns, to be sung in the praise of God. All music should be in the praise of God. All ragas should be in the praise of God. We had no namaz system of different times, but we have a system of music in different times. At different times, a certain music should be played, where you describe a mood, and all the moods that are described have to relate themselves to God. There is no other mood that is enjoyable to the spirit that does not relate to God. There is no mood which one can enjoy. Even Bibhatsa, the mood of Bibhatsa is grotesque. Even that mood one enjoys. One can listen to when they see the filth and dirt. The left side is so scientific. Our music system is extremely scientific because it was taken in the form of this music when actually the Kundalini moving into different, these Sapta Swaras. These 7 Swaras are built in our 7 chakras. We start with Sa, then Re, Ga, Ma, Mother, Pa, Da, Ni. My name also starts with Ni. These 7 Swaras are built in with 7 notes, and there are Vikrutis, Vikrut Saras, which are the side, other chakras that we have to make about 12 swaras. But nobody understood the real meaning of music. Sharada, the goddess of Saraswati, is the one who carries the message of Virata within us and tells us how to sing. She tells us what is appealing to God. How these ragas were made also, just think of it. Because first they chose the notes, the aroha, avrohas, the going up and down, which was appealing to God. So the melodies were created. Melodies are fixed. You cannot change the melodies, the notes, because they found out that at this point the spirit awakened. On the vibrations they found out. They found out that when they sang, this way it worked out. The veena they played and they found out the exact swaras. Exact swaras, which would really make you feel nice. Now you know that those people who have come from the West don't understand any Indian music on the mental level. But they understand at the spiritual level because their spirits get filled with joy and the vibration starts flowing. The sense of music, this depiction of music was done by Shri Krishna. It is he, the one, who taught Tala. Of course, we can say that Shiva is the one who dances the Tala. But the one who depicted it for human beings, who gave the message to the world, how the Tala should be, is Shri Krishna through his dancing movements. He kept the Tala all the time. Like the way he stands itself suggests how he kept the Tala. And he played the Murli also to suggest that music is what God's love is. His music is suggestive of God's love. That suits you, that clears you, that makes you happy, that gives you joy. And that's why he suggested through his singing, through his music. He never wrote any poetry, did he? He never wrote any poetry as such. But when he spoke, When he spoke in Gadya, in the prose, it became Gita. Just when he spoke, it became Gita. Of course, people have tried to spoil quite a lot of it, the rhythm, which I feel sometimes when people recite it. But still, we must say when he really created it, it was for human beings to create poetry out of prose. Out of prose, he made it communicable because people could first only understand the music, the rhythm of the music. They didn't understand much words and things, but he made it possible.
Let us all raise our kundalini, put ourselves in bandhan, and do pranam to Shri Mataji.